Defense calls Colonel Nathan Jessup.
Colonel Nathan Jessup is called.
Colonel Jessup, have you been previously sworn, sir?
I have not.
Would you please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible? Do you swear the testimony you will give this general court-martial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Would you state your name, rank, and current billet for the record, please, sir?
Colonel Nathan Robert Jessup, Commanding Officer, Marine Ground Forces, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Would you have a seat, please, sir? Colonel, when you learned of Santiago's letter to the NIS, you called a meeting with your two senior officers, is that right?
Yes.
The platoon commander, Lieutenant Jonathan Kendrick, and the company commander, Captain Matthew Markinson.
Yes.
And at present, Captain Markinson is dead, is that right? Objection. I'd like to know what the defense is implying. I'm implying simply that at present, Captain Markinson is not alive. Surely Colonel Jessup doesn't need to appear in this courtroom to verify that information. I just wasn't sure if the witness was aware that 2 days ago, Captain Markinson took his own life with a .45 caliber pistol.
The witness is aware, the court is aware, and now the jury is aware. Move on, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir. Colonel, at the time of this meeting, you gave Lieutenant Kendrick an order, is that right?
Yes, I told Kendrick to tell his men not to touch Santiago.
Did you give Captain Markinson an order as well?
I ordered Markinson to have Santiago transferred off the base immediately.
Why?
Feared his life might be in danger once word of the letters got out.
Grave danger?
Is there any other kind?
We have the letter that you and Markinson co-signed, ordering that Santiago be lifted on the first flight leaving Guantanamo Bay at 6 the next morning. This was the first flight off the base?
The 0600 was the first flight off the base.
Colonel, you flew up early from Washington this morning, is that right?
Yes.
I noticed you're wearing your Class A dress uniform for your appearance in court today.
As you are, Lieutenant.
Did you wear that on the plane?
Please, the court. Is this dialogue relevant to anything in particular?
Your Honor, the defense didn't have the opportunity to depose this witness, whilst the court for a little latitude.
Very little.
Colonel?
I wore fatigues on the plane.
And you brought your dress uniform with you.
Yes.
Toothbrush? Shaving kit? Change of underwear?
Your Honor.
Is the Colonel's underwear a matter of national security, Jack?
Get somewhere quick with this, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir. Colonel.
I brought a change of clothes and some personal items.
Thank you. After Dawson and Downey's arrest on the night of the 6th, Santiago's barracks room was sealed and its contents inventoried. 4 pairs of camouflage pants, 3 long-sleeve khaki shirts, 3 short-sleeve khaki shirts, 3 pairs of boots, 4 pairs of green socks, 4 pairs of black socks,
is there a question
3 olive
anywhere
green
on
t-shirts, 2 belts,
Lieutenant
1
Caffey,
sweater.
what
I'm
is it?
wondering why Santiago wasn't packed. These are the telephone records from your base, all the calls made from your base in the past 24 hours. Upon being subpoenaed to Washington, you made 3 phone calls. I've highlighted those calls in yellow. Do you recognize those numbers, sir?
First call is to Colonel Fitzhughes in Quantico, Virginia, to let him know I was in town. Second call is to Congressman Richmond of the House Armed Services Committee. And the third call was to my sister Elizabeth.
Why'd you make that call, sir?
I thought she might like to have dinner tonight, Lieutenant.
Your Honor,
I'm
please.
going to put a stop to this.
Your Honor,
now.
these are the telephone records from Gitmo for July 6th, and these are 14 letters that Santiago wrote requesting, in fact, begging for a transfer off the base. Upon receiving the news that he was finally being transferred, Santiago was so excited. Do you know how many people he called? 0. Nobody. Not one call to his parents saying he was finally getting out. Not one call to a friend saying, hey, can you pick me up from the airport? He was asleep in his bed at midnight, and according to you, he was getting on a plane in 6 hours, and everything he owned was hanging neatly in a closet and folded neatly in a footlocker. You were leaving for 1 day. You packed a bag and made 3 phone calls. Santiago was leaving for the rest of his life, and he hadn't packed a thing. And he hadn't called a soul. Can you explain that? Fact is, Santiago wasn't going anywhere. Isn't that right, Colonel?
Objection. Your Honor, it's obvious that Lieutenant Caffey's intention this morning is to smear a high-ranking Marine officer in the desperate hope that the mere appearance of impropriety will win him points with the jury. It's my recommendation that Lieutenant Caffey be reprimanded for his conduct and that the witness be excused with the court's deepest apologies.
Overruled.
But, Your Honor, if we have a chance to
The
confer...
objection's noted.
This funny, sir?
No, it's not funny, it's tragic.
Do you have an answer?
Absolutely. My answer is I don't have the first damn clue. Maybe Santiago was an early riser, and he liked to pack in the morning. Maybe he didn't have any friends. See, I'm an educated man, Lieutenant, but I can't speak intelligently on the travel habits of William Santiago. What I can tell you is that he was scheduled to leave the base at 0600. Now, are those really the questions I was called up here to answer? Phone bills and footlockers? Please tell me you have something more, Lieutenant. There are 2 Marines on trial for their life. Tell me their lawyer hasn't pinned all their hopes to a phone bill. Do you have anything else for me, Counselor?
Lieutenant Caffey, have you anything further for this witness?
Thank you, Danny. I do love Washington.
Excuse me. I didn't dismiss you.
I beg your pardon.
I'm not through with my examination. I didn't dismiss you. Sit down.
Colonel!
Sorry?
I ask that the man refer to me as Sir or Colonel. I believe I've earned it.
Defense counsel will address the witness as Colonel or Sir.
I don't know what the hell kind of outfit you're running here.
And the witness will address this court as Judge or Your Honor. I am quite certain I've earned it. Take your seat.
So, Danny, what would you like to discuss now? My favorite color?
Colonel, the 6 a.m. flight. That was the first one off the base?
Yes.
There wasn't a flight that left 7 hours earlier and landed at Andrews Air Force Base at 2 a.m.?
Lieutenant, I thought we covered...
Your Honor, in just a moment, defense will call Airman Cecil O'Malley and Airman Anthony Perez to the stand. Airman O'Malley and Perez were working the ground crew the morning of the 7th.
Your Honor, these men weren't on the list.
Rebuttal witnesses, Your Honor, called specifically to refute testimony offered under direct examination.
I'll allow the witnesses.
Colonel, a moment ago, you said that you gave Lieutenant Kendrick an order. Santiago's men he was not to touch Santiago.
That's correct.
And Kendrick was clear on what you wanted?
Crystal
Any chance Kendrick ignored the order?
ignored the order.
Any chance he just forgot about it?
No.
Any chance he left your office and said, the old man's wrong?
No.
Any chance when Kendrick talked to the platoon, they ignored him?
Have you ever served in the infantry, son?
No, sir.
Have you ever even served in a forward area?
No, sir.
Have you ever put your life in another man's hands, asked him to put his life in yours?
No, sir.
Men follow orders. Men follow orders or people die. It's that simple. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we clear?
Crystal. I have just one final question for you, Colonel. If you gave an order Santiago wasn't to be touched, then why did he have to be transferred off the base?
Sorry, would you repeat the question?
If you gave an order that Santiago wasn't to be touched, then why was it necessary?
Santiago was being transferred because he was a substandard Marine.
No, that's not what you said. You said he was being transferred because he was in danger. You
Yes,
said he was
that's
in danger.
correct,
I said
but
grave danger. You said
I
he was
know
in
what
every
I
kind.
said.
I can have the court reporter.
I don't need it read back to me like I'm a damn
Then why
child.
the 2 orders, Colonel? Why did you?
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands.
No, sir, you made it very clear just a moment ago that your men never take matters into their own hands. Your men follow orders or people die. So Santiago shouldn't have been in any trouble at all, should he have, Colonel? Paradox. See, a paradox is a word.
You little bastard.
I'd like to call for a recess, please.
I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
That makes 2 of us.
If you gave an order that Private Santiago wasn't to be touched, then why did he have to be transferred? Colonel, Kendrick ordered the code red, didn't he? Because that's what you told Kendrick to do. And when I went bad, you cut these guys loose. You had the honor to sign a phony transfer order. You coerced the doctor. You dumped it. I'll ask for a fourth.
You want
time.
answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth! Because the truth is, we live in a world that has walls. And those walls need to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do that? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago, yet you curse the Marines. Well, I guess you have that luxury. The luxury of the blind, the luxury of not knowing what I know. That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, though, grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You can't handle it because in places deep down that you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, and loyalty. We use those words as a backbone to a life dedicated to protecting something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who sleeps and rises under the very blanket of freedom I provide, then questions the manner in which I provide it. I'd just as soon you said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled.
You order the code red.
I did the job I was
You
sent to
order
do.
the code red!
Goddamn right I did!
Please, the court. I'd like to suggest that the jury be removed so that we can move to immediate Article 39A session. The witness has rights. Jack?
I concur.
Sergeant at Arms will take the members into an anteroom where you'll await.
What
further
is this? I
instructions.
did my job and I do it again. Now, I am getting on a plane and I'm going back to my base.
Guard the prisoner.
What?
MP, guard the prisoner.
I order a code red and you're all going to pieces like a fucking ladies' auxiliary.
Colonel Jessup, you have the right to remain silent.
What?
Anything you say can't.
Oh, I'm
will
being
be
charged
used
with a
against you in
crime.
trial court.
Is that what this is? Oh, this
You have
is
the
funny.
right to
I'm gonna rip your eyes out of your skull, piercing your head. You fucked with the wrong Marine.
You understand these rights as I have read them to you.
You have no idea how to defend a nation. All you did was weaken a country tonight, Caffey. That's all you did. I hope you're proud of yourself. Sleep well, son.
Don't call me son. I'm a lawyer and an officer in the United States Navy. And you're under arrest, you son of a bitch. Dismissed!